Hey everybody, I am live, I think, but as usual, I need to check with Facebook to make sure that we are talking to each other. So one moment, please. And I will get right back to it. Yeah, we are live. Awesome. All right, good. Hey everybody, it's Wednesday and I am here for Facebook Live Wednesday and I'm delighted that you've decided to join me. If you are watching on the replay, you know my drill. So if you're watching on the replay, please add a comment in the comment section. Let me know you're here. Put in replay so I can see that you actually came and I can respond with any comments that you might have. So today, let me back up. I'm Elise Tager. I'm a business coach for ambitious female entrepreneurs, and I work to help. We are the Level Up group now, right? So I work to help women get from help them work through the six-figure threshold that many women are experiencing. Hey, Cindy, thank you for joining me. I'm so glad you're here. If anybody else is here, please drop your name in the comment section so I know who you are, so I'm not just talking to the ozone. I hate that. So, Cindy, thanks for coming. I'm sure that more of you will join, but either way, the cool people are here, so that's what we are. Again, I'm Elise Tager. I'm a business coach. Teresa, hi. Thank you for joining me. I work with women entrepreneurs to help them break through their six-figure ceiling, which is usually self-imposed. So we're going to spend much more time in the future in the group talking about how to grow, how to scale, how to get out of your own way, how to take your business from where it is right now to where you want it to go. And so that's the whole purpose of the group right now. Hallie, so glad that you're here. I'm excited about this one too, because this is one of my favorite topics. So let me get right to it so we don't waste any time. Again, you know how this works. I'm on StreamYard. If you're watching in Facebook, I'm streaming into the Level Up Entrepreneur group. I'm streaming into my Facebook page and also into the Solo to CEO group. So if you're there and watching, let me know by dropping your name in the comments section so I know that you're with me and I know who you are. Otherwise, you show up here as just Facebook user and that doesn't tell me anything. So thank you for joining. Thank you, Hallie, Teresa, and Cindy for paying attention to that directive. So I appreciate that. So we're going to talk about a topic that is really, really important to me and it's often overlooked. And this is why I wanted to bring it up today. So let me just bring up my notes so I don't rattle on forever. So we're going to talk about the power and the importance of making a decision. And by making a decision, I mean making a decision and committing to it. So here is the foundation for success in everything. You have to make a decision. You have to make the decision and then move on. So the area where you're going to be fumbling is when you've told yourself that you've made a decision and you're actually still on the fence. So this is the difference between I think I'm gonna, I wanna, I'm thinking about it, and making a decision, capital D. This is the foundation of success in everything in life and in business. So Teresa, I think I can share, you have just decided, did you have a health goal that you want to meet? And that's the kind of thing where once you make the decision that you're going to do this, then everything else after, you don't have to re-examine that, right? You are definitely going to be acting on that decision that you've made. So let me tell you some circumstances. Let me go back a second. We've talked about before about the power and necessity of making a decision. You have to decide that you are going to fill in the blank. You are going to lose the weight. You are going to become that six-figure earner. You are going to be whatever it is. You are going to be successful at whatever it is that you decided to do. You have to make that decision. You're going to succeed no matter what. right? And that's really where the rubber hits the road. This is when, if you've made the decision, it doesn't matter what comes up, right? Doesn't matter that we're in a pandemic, doesn't matter that we're in lockdown, doesn't matter that the economy is what it is. It does not matter. You've made a decision that you're going to fill in the blank. If you're looking to radically scale your business this year, it comes down to one thing, really. So, and it's the decision making. Let me give you an example from my own life and why this is so important to me. So this may come as a surprise to some of you who joined me. Someone says, Facebook user, hi, hope you're well. Tell me who you are, Facebook user, because I can't put your name in there so I know who you are. I'd love to know that. So let me just tell you how this has shown up for me, and it might surprise you. So I was a vegan for 5 years. I stopped intentionally at the end of that 5 years, and I won't go into detail about that, but I was a real hardcore vegan for 5 years. And here's why that decision was everything for me. I knew what my goal was and why I wanted to become vegan. And I truly believed in it. Some of that was, my personal health. Some of it was the health of the planet. Some of it was, my feelings about animals. I mean, there are a lot of reasons why I wanted to become a vegan. But so I was very invested in that goal. I knew it was something that I wanted to do. So once I made the decision, it got easier. I stopped wondering, and this is pay attention, will I or won't I? Will I do this? Will I not do this? Let me Google veganism for a while and let me see if this really fits. I stopped wondering, can I or can't I? Right? I stopped wondering, can I do this? Is this possible for me? I had made a decision that it was going to happen for me and I was going to make it happen. I stopped the games, and this is really important. I want you to think about this in this example and also in your business. So hear how the game sounded to me. What if I just dropped meat but kept dairy, right? That's a game I could play within the whole vegan world. What if I was vegan Monday through Friday and then stopped it on the weekend? What if I relax when I'm out with friends? So this is waffling from the decision that I had made. But let me point something else out. Look at all the energy that eats up. It's so much simpler to make a decision, have that decision be in the rearview mirror, and move forward. This is what I found with the veganism, was if I stopped playing games with myself, and it was me talking to me, if I stopped playing the games, I made a decision, I had a clear-cut path to move forward. Does everybody know what that feels like or what I mean by that? Carol Epstein, good to see you. Yvonne, good to see you. Anybody else play those games, or do you resonate with the games? Because that is what eats up the energy, ladies. Really, really is spending all of this time, mental time. Should I, shouldn't I, can I, can't I? What if I did this? What if I did this? This is robbing you of your energy. And you as an entrepreneur, the biggest asset you have is your energy, right? So you need to guard it and make sure that you're spending it appropriately. Let me get back. All right. So let me ask you where you are doing this in your business. So it might be that you are questioning. Imposter syndrome comes up all the time. We all suffer from this now and again. But in the course of working with me, I've given you lots and lots of tools for how to handle imposter syndrome. If you've made the decision that you are going to move forward with your business, that should not be a problem. Where else are you doing in this, you and your business? So there are probably areas where you're waffling, you're sitting on the fence, you just haven't made the decision to fill in the blank. And this is what I'm challenging you to do. But there's a second part of this whole thing. Let me check back on comments. Hallie says, this totally resonates. Hallie, you just started a new program. So if you guys don't know, Hallie just started a program where she is teaching other VAs and OBMs how to do launch and how to be a VA in that space. So she's created her own program. She's working with a partner. She's launching it soon. I know that you waffled for a while, my dear. So let me get that out of there. Hallie, congratulations to you for actually moving forward and deciding you're going to do this, because that's what it takes, right? We've also talked about imperfect action. Once you make a decision, the best thing you can do is do something. Don't do nothing, right? Move forward, because again, I can't, the visual is the best thing I can do. So you've made a decision. Here's the fence. You've made the decision. So your job now is to move forward as quickly as you can, not look back. The looking back is the energy suck. And we entrepreneurs don't have time for energy sucks, because it takes all of our energy and resources to run a business. So don't look back, make the decision and move forward. Even if it's not perfect, you know how much I believe in imperfect action. I talk about this all the time. Even if you don't know how to move forward, even if you're not confident in moving forward, that's where imposter syndrome comes in. Just move forward. Another thing I talk about is baby steps. You might not know how to move forward, but once you've made a decision, take the next step, whatever that is, however small that is, take the next step. So baby steps count. As long as you're moving in the right direction, post-decision, you can't help but succeed. So let me just move on, because that's only part one of this making a decision thing. The second part about making a decision, and this, listen up close to this for this, because this is kind of hard to describe, but it's really important. You need to start making decisions based on the person you want to be, not the person you already are. So here you are sitting on that fence. You've decided that you want to be a multiple six-figure owner. You can't sit and waffle based on what a solopreneur would be thinking. You can't do that. You have to decide, what would a six-figure earner do here? What would a CEO of a seven-figure business do? What would it feel like? This is like putting on a coat, and it's going to feel awkward and inauthentic in the beginning. But you have to put yourself in the mindset of, okay, I now am someone who earns seven figures a year. How do I want to behave? How do I want to act? What kind of image do I want to put out? What kind of language do I want to use? Who do I want to attract? This is the energy that you have to put into your business after you've made the decision. I hope that makes sense. So again, you're putting on a new coat. You're putting on a new persona. This is who you are now, right? Not who you were. It's a totally different thing. So again, me with the games with the veganism, it would have been so easy, right, to go out to dinner with friends and, you know, God, they're having the steak and they're having the lobster, which looks wonderful. It would have been so easy for me to say, you know, I'm a sometime vegan. You know, sometimes I do this, maybe on weekends I don't. All of that stuff is not serving you. You have to make the decision and move forward. Because at the end of the day, the thing that brought you here isn't what's going to get you there, right? So the mindset that brought you to that fence that you're sitting on, unless you change it, you're going to stay sitting on the fence. So you have to completely overhaul your thinking and your behavior. So you have to put on that brand new coat, that brand new persona, the brand new mindset, and decide, I am now a fill in the blank. Not I want to be, I'm going to be, you are now it. That's what you have to be doing. That's how you have to be thinking. That's how you have to be behaving. It will feel awkward at first. I promise you. It will feel like you're faking it till you make it. I promise you. But the point is, you are now acting like that business person or that person, right? It's not what you could have done, should have done, would have done. That's in the rear view. You need to start thinking and behaving a different way. Let me check for comments again. Mary Pat, hi, thank you for joining. Yvonne, thank you. So glad you're here. So Hallie, why don't you post? Yvonne said, Hallie, what is the name of your group again? I know a VA that I can refer you to. Hallie, why don't you post your landing page here? I'm happy to give you a little shout out here because you so deserve it. So post your landing page here, sweetie, so everybody can see it. So decisions. You need to make the decision from where you want to be, from where you are now. Again, this is mental. Hey, Tracy, thanks for joining us. So again, your mental mindset is, I am now a 7-figure earner. I am now a millionaire, or I have a 500K business. This is who I am. And now I'm behaving that way. Now I'm making decisions based on that. Now I'm making all of my behavior and thoughts and mindset are from within that context, right? If you fall back, it's because you haven't made the decision to move forward. Be careful of sitting on that fence. Be careful of wobbling. Okay, look. As I said, at the end of the day, what brought you here to this part in your life or this part in your business is not what's going to get you to this new persona, this new reality, this new whatever it is. You have to make the decision and move on. You know, we all make our own rules, and rules is another way of saying excuses. So you might be saying, I can't make money in this industry. You know, I'm a creative. No one makes money, you know, being a poet, or no one makes money making jewelry or big money. And you're going to tell that to yourself, and that's what's going to keep you from moving ahead. I can't make money in this industry. My business model isn't scalable, right? So remember, we're talking about getting you to the next level of your business. If you're telling yourself that my business model isn't scalable, guess what? It won't be, because you've made the decision. You've got a rule, an internal rule that tells you, I can't get there from here, right? Because this business isn't scalable. This industry doesn't allow for that. You know, I can't charge that much. This is another one that comes up a lot. I can't possibly charge that much. No one will pay it, right? These are all in your subconscious. And the longer you and I work together, the more I'm going to help you shatter those rules, which are incidentally excuses. I can't focus on my business with the kids at home. Couldn't a lot of us say that? So, you know, the deal is you could stop there. But the point is, you've got to figure this out because you've made the decision to be successful. So what is it going to take to be able to run your business while the kids are home? That's your reality, right? It is what it is. So you need to come up with strategic plans to help you deal with that so that you can realize the decision that you've made. I hope that's making sense. So I want to ask you guys, what are some of your rules, excuses, rules that you've got set up for yourself? That's my challenge to you, is start thinking about where you have maybe unspoken rules that you aren't even aware that are limiting yourself, right? It can be, I can never even, I think I told you once, one of the Facebook Lives I did was standing in the shower. Well, I didn't do it standing in the shower, but I had this epiphany standing in the shower where I couldn't even imagine myself earning, you know, what was it at the time? I think $500,000. I couldn't even imagine it. And I replayed that for myself after I hopped out of the shower. And I thought, oh my God, if I can't imagine it, how could it possibly come true? And so I caught myself because I'd identified an underlying belief, AKA rule, AKA excuse that I had for myself in my business. I hadn't made the decision. So tell me, and you know, if you can't think of it right now, hop back later and give me some comments. Tell me where you're making some decisions for yourself. Where have you decided, made a rule, made an excuse, decided that you can't fill in the blank, you know, imposter syndrome or whatever it is. You've made a decision, you can't do that because fill in the blank. So if anything comes to mind, I'd love to hear it, love to hear what you're going to say. Because this is what's keeping you stuck, is that we create our own ceilings. And I'd love to hear you identify them and be able to break through them. And maybe I can help you break through some of those. So again, back to those rules and back to those excuses. Times are tough now and they're scary now. Who are we kidding, right? The economy is a mess. COVID's a mess. It's getting better, but you know, we are where we are times are tough and scary now. The future's unknown, which is even more scary. But the thing I want to tell you is there'll be a lot of times in your future as an entrepreneur that are tough and scary. This is a fact of life, right? The life of an entrepreneur goes up and down and up and down. You have to be able to deal with whatever life throws at you so that you can move forward with that goal. You've made the decision. It doesn't matter what life throws up against you. You just keep moving forward. Maybe your steps get smaller, but you keep moving in that right direction. So it might look like you're working extra hours. It might look like if you've got kids at home that you're having to juggle your hours. It might look like, I don't know, there are all kinds of ways that you cannot let your excuses keep you from doing what it is that you want to do. This is the time to acknowledge that you are making a decision from the mindset of your future self. And that's what I want you to do. I want you to put on that new coat, even if it feels awkward and it doesn't fit, even if it feels inauthentic. Be the person and the mindset and the behaviors that you want to become and grow into it, right? One of the things we talk a lot about is imperfect action. It's always going to feel awkward in the beginning. It's always going to feel like you don't know what you're doing, but you're taking steps forward. This is what you need to do to grow into that new role that you want to occupy. So you need to get out of your own emotions and step forward with strategy, step forward into strategy. And that's why I want to tell you about an event I have coming up, and I'm totally excited about it. Before I hop into that, let me see what people are saying. Tracy, you talk about imposter syndrome. Yeah. I've talked about imposter syndrome a lot, Tracy. And again, there are so many tools that I think I've given and could give you about how to deal with imposter syndrome. It's always going to come up. You need to have tools to be able to deal with it. You say, I know that I need to get out of my own way, and I keep getting right in the middle of the path forward. You're not alone. Mary Pat, you say, I can no longer do I want to be stuck. Good. Tracy, another thing, and the funny thing about this is that that it's only been going on for the past 6 to 9 months, but it's got me at a standstill. Oh, Tracy, that's interesting. Okay. Cindy, you say, I've had to do so much adapting, it gets blurred and pushing through and putting on my coat. Maybe I'm tired of the battle. Yeah, fatigue. Fatigue is a reality, right? And maybe you need to take some time off, Cindy. Maybe you need to take some restorative time. Maybe you aren't in the course of your week or your month building enough free time and so that you can stay restored or get restored, because that kind of fatigue is cumulative. Take it from me, it leads to burnout. So Cindy, assess your self-care, and maybe you need to be taking better care of yourself so that you aren't in that position of being tired with the battle. Being an entrepreneur is a battle. I mean, is that the way to say it? It's never easy, but you have to decide to move forward. So let me tell you about this event that I have coming up, because I'm super excited about it. It's called Your Six-Figure Breakthrough Plan. This is an event that I'm going to be doing on February 25th. That's next Thursday at noon Pacific time. I'm doing it in Zoom, not in the group. So this is a 60-minute masterclass to level up your business to multiple 6 or 7 figures and beyond. It's going to be very small. It's going to be on Zoom. That's because I want to be interacting with you. So, you know, in these Facebook Lives, I can read your comments, but we aren't really talking. And I really want it to be on Zoom so that we are talking. And I want to help you work through what is keeping you from the next level of your business. So, as I said, there are only 10 spots available for this. In the course of the 60 minutes, in the course of the masterclass, I'm going to talk about learning to manage your time and calendar your time so that you deal with the 3 critical growth activities that must be done daily to clear the decks to make sure that you are actually going to succeed. Again, there's that decision. A challenge to you, are you delegating well? If you don't have a team, you're never going to get there. We're talking about breaking through the 6 figures, right? If you don't have a team right now, guess what? You are destined to stay below 6 figures. Maybe that's fine with you. But this workshop, this masterclass, is for the women who want to break through the 6-figure marks to get to multiple 6 and 7. So If you don't have a team, for heaven's sakes, let me help you get there. If you do have a team, are you delegating well? This is a big mindset issue for a lot of women entrepreneurs. So there are 5 levels of delegation that I'm going to talk about. Learn how to build and manage your team easily so that you're no longer the worker bee and free to manage your business growth. 5 levels of delegation. You might be stopped at the first one and think that you're really running your team. Great way to get stuck. So the third thing I want to talk about in this workshop is I want to teach you and I want you to learn the mindset shifts you need to create repeatable 80K months. Let me say that again. If you're going to be earning 7 figures, you will need to be bringing in 80K a month. If that sounds gonzo ridiculous to you, then let me help you get there, because it is not ridiculous. It is just a step that's a little further out from where you are. And it takes the mindset shifts to allow you to even think about being that 7-figure earner. Me in the shower, I can't even imagine earning that. These are mindset shifts that have to happen. And that's what I'm going to talk about on this workshop. So if you're interested, drop a yes in the comments and I'll get back to you. And then after the Facebook Live, I'm going to file it and then put a link in the comments above so you can see where you can sign up. But just drop a yes in if this sounds interesting to you, because I would love to help you break through that 6-figure barrier. If you're stuck, looking at you, Tracy, because you just volunteered that you were stuck, this might be great for you. That is it for me, guys. I'm back in the saddle. Thank you for all of your love and support. At the death of my husband, it really shored me up big time. So I want to thank you again. And if anybody is interested in taking this workshop, please, and again, this means that you're willing to go to become a multiple six-figure earner. If this isn't you, if you don't qualify, don't sign up, because I only have 10 spots. I want them to be the right people. So, but if you are interested, if this is you, please sign up. I'd love to have you be there. So, any other comments before I disappear? Going once, going twice. Again, if you're on the replay, come join me. I'll be glad to circle back and answer any questions. If you do want to join me on the workshop, drop a yes in the comments. And I don't see anything else. So you guys, thank you so much for joining me today. So glad you're here. And I will see you in the group. Take care, everybody.